Can we start now, Prabhu? Yes. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we have the privilege of having His Grace Sheetalanga Gauranga Prabhu, and he'll be, taking a special class. The special class being today being Sankranti. There's a special class on this. Over to you, Prabhu, and it's.
Om Ajnana Timirandasya Dhananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya yevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Om Tat Sat Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hare Krishna. So welcome to this morning's Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Without Bhagavata, there is no life. Anybody who ignores Srimad Bhagavatam, he is fool number one. So therefore, let us not become fools. Let us become Sumedasa. Let us become people with great amount of intelligence. And therefore, let us always be in the service of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today, in this episode, we are going to discuss 4:23:8, verse 8. Maharaja Prithu going back home. Tena karmanu siddhena. Tena karmanu siddhena. Dvasta karma malashaya. Dvasta karma malashaya. Pranayamai sanniruddha. Pranayamai sanniruddha. Shadvargaschinna. Shadvargaschinna bandhanaha. Tena. Tena means it is referring to the previous verses. What is that? In the previous verse, it has been described to us that Prithu Maharaj has been practicing severe austerities. So therefore, Tena here means by thus practicing severe austerities. How did he practice? It says, Anu. Anu means constantly, regularly. Maharaja Prithu, krama, gradually, what did he get? What did he obtain? What did he attain? Siddhena. Siddhena. Siddhena means he became steadfast in spiritual life. How did he become steadfast in spiritual life? Karmanu siddhena. By practicing austerities, anu, constantly, krama, gradually. So gradually, siddhena, he became steadfast. He became perfect in spiritual life. Dvasta. How did he become? Completely became free of all ashayaha, desires. So what desires? Mala ashayaha. Mala means unclean. So all kinds of unclean desires were removed from within his heart. Because of what? Because of Tena, because of practicing austerities. How? Anu, constantly, very fixed up. And this mala ashayaha, unclean desires, for what? It is karma, for fruitive activities. And how did he do this? He did all this by practicing austerities. And what was those? Is pranayamaihi. Prana ayamaihi. He also practiced breathing exercises. For what purpose? Sanniruddha Shadvargaha. Sanniruddha Shadvargaha. To control his mind, niruddha. To control his mind, to control his senses. Where is senses mentioned here? Shadvargaha. Manashastani indriyani. Prakriti sthani karshati. Gita Vakya. So, the 5 working senses, the 5 knowledge gathering senses, whatever you want, you can have, plus the mind. So it becomes 6. 5 plus 1, 6. So that is Shadvargasya. Shat means 6. So Shatvargasya, Sanniruddha, to control his mind and senses. And by such control, what did he become? Chinna bandhanaha, free of all desires for fruitive activities. So today's verse translation is nothing but, by thus practicing severe austerities constantly, Maharaja Prithu gradually became steadfast in spiritual life, completely became free of all desires for fruitive activities, which is like a mountain of dirty desires. And he also practiced breathing exercises to control his mind, to control his senses, to control these things so that he became free of all desires for fruitive activities. So what is the most essential thing that we can understand? That fruitive activities have to be given up by us. Fruitive mentality has to be given up by us. We have to renounce fruitive mentality. Why it is so, we will try to see at the end of this session. But right now, let us discuss some very important other aspects that are leading to that. So, pranayamaihi, prana ayamaihi, prana ayamaihi. So this is part of Ashtanga Yoga. So pranayama is part of what? Ashtanga Yoga Prakriya, the process of Ashtanga Yoga. What is yoga? Yoga means to link up. Link up with whom? Link up with the Supreme Personality of God. Any other linking up is not yoga. So Prabhupada makes it very clear throughout the purport. Anyway, pranayama is part of yoga, Ashtanga Yoga Prakriya. And what are the other? So this is one. What are the other 7? Ashtanga, Ashtaanga. So it is 8-fold path. Okay, what are the 8 paths? Is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Yama and Niyama, they are together. Okay. Yama means to control. Yama means to what? To control. To restrain. And how to control and restrain? Niyama. By restrictions, by rules, by regulations. Now, what you have to control? Yama. You have to control everything. You have to control all our senses. We have to control our thought processes. We have to control how we speak. We have to control how we eat. Everything we have to control. Now, how this comes? This comes by following the rules and regulations. Whose rules? Whose regulations? Can I make my own rules and regulations? No. I cannot make my own rules and regulations. I have to simply follow the rules and regulations that are already prescribed for me. Prescribed for the activity with which, for the purpose with which I am doing yoga. Then asana. So when you are able to actually control your senses, when you are actually able to control your mind, when you are actually able to control all your actions, then you can proceed to asana. Asana means sitting posture. I'll give you a very simple example. Everybody chants? Yes. Everybody chants 16 rounds? Yes. How do we chant? Are we able to sit in one place and chant non-stop the holy names of the Lord? Never. Why? Mind. What is it doing? The mind and the senses, what is it doing? The mind and the senses are telling, do this, do that, do this, do that. So we are in an agitated state. Because we are in an agitated state, we cannot hear the holy names. But somehow or other we want to do, therefore we start walking up and down. We take a japa walk. Yes, Prabhupada also did japa walk. when he does that, he is in samadhi. He is always in samadhi. So if you are walking with Prabhupada, you will also be in samadhi, provided you are attentive to his every action. If you are aware of Prabhupada, then you will be in samadhi. There is no doubt about that. But Prabhupada, we are not aware of Prabhupada right now. Neither are we with him physically. So if we take a walk, japa walk in Lal Bagh, in Kaban Park, in my own layout, then we will start noticing so many things that's happening all around us. What's the one thing that we will notice? If you are going to Lal Bagh and chanting your round, so you will notice that one woman who came and who started walking almost the same time when you started walking in Lal Bagh, you will see that, why she has become fatter now? Actually, she should have become leaner, fitter, thinner. But now she's become fatter. Where is your Hare Krishna here? Huh? Why this is happening? This is happening because we are unable to control our mind. The mind disturbs us so much, the senses are agitated so much that it does not allow you to sit in one place. There's a great amount of pressure within us that propels us to move, to walk. So unless and until we follow yama and niyama, we cannot do asana. We cannot sit in one place to carry out our japa, to carry out our choice of the process of sadhana. So yama and niyama are so important. Controlling, restraining. How? By following rules and regulations. Then comes asana. Then pranayama. Then the breathing, controlling the prana, breath, and thus gain control over eating, over sleeping, over mating, over defending. You must have heard this very commonly. It is mentioned. If you are angry, people may say, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Why do people say that? Everybody understands if you control your breathing, you can control everything else. You can control your actions. And what are the 4 principal actions? We are doing so many things. Somebody is doing so many things in the field of industrial technology, in the field of information technology, in the field of science. Well, why are they doing that? They're just doing that only for 4 of these things: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Nothing more. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. No, he's actually working for very, for furthering science and for furthering knowledge. And that is nothing but defending that you want to become famous. And by that, nobody will attack you. It all boils down to just this. There are only all activities, you put it in a sieve of mating, tuck, it comes out. Put it out in a sieve of defending, tuck, it comes out. Many things, what we think are not connected with mating, not connected with sleeping, not connected with eating, and not connected with defending, they are all nothing but that, directly or indirectly. So therefore, pranayama is very essential. And the next stage is pratyahara. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. pratyahara. So the fifth one is pratyahara. So what is this pratyahara? Pratyahara means just the opposite. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada mentions this in the year 1966 in New York City. So pratyahara means, he says, just the opposite. Pratyahara means just the opposite, just the opposite. Opposite of what? Now my eyes are engaged in seeing the external beauty, the worldly beauty. I have to retract my eyes from enjoying this external world, and I have to see external beauty, and I have to see the inner beauty. I have to stop hearing nonsense. I'm hearing nonsense right now. I have to stop that, and I have to reverse that, doing the opposite. What is that? Hear Krishna Katha. I have to stop eating nonsense. Right now I'm eating nonsense. So I have to stop eating nonsense. That which is very tasty for my tongue, which is very satisfying to my tongue alone, I want now. Isn't it? Is it not the truth? We take only prasadam, right? We are all devotees of the Lord. But give Karela sabji, and then he will say, no, it's sufficient. I will help myself to a little of that rasgulla, halwa. Karela sabji, no, I had. Thank you. So we distinguish. So even when we have already arrived into devotional service, we think we have arrived. Anyway, even when we have arrived already into devotional service, we distinguish between the tastes. Our tongue is dictating. Our heart is not dictating. Our soul is not dictating. Our intelligence is not dictating. Our intelligence is working. How to give more and more enjoyment to my tongue. So intelligently we say, I actually should not, my doctor told me that I should not be eating too many bitter things. I need to eat little more sugar because I don't have enough sugar in my body. So many things, rules and regulations and logic and everything will produce just to see that my desires are fulfilled. My tongue is satisfied. My senses are satisfied. So I'm touching all nonsense. I want to touch soft things. Now, I need to stop touching all these soft things, which gives me great amount of satisfaction to my senses, and I have to start touching devotees. I have to start touching deities. I have to start touching the paraphernalia to be used in the service of the Lord. So this is pratyahara. So pratyahara means doing just the opposite. Sarvadhara. In Bhagavad Gita, there's this, in the 8th chapter, there is this word, Sarva Dwarani Samyamya Mano Hridi Nirudhyacha. So this is nothing but actually leading to pratyahara. Okay. So the next one is, we have seen 5. What are the 5? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. Now the next one is Dharana. Dharana means, according to the Sanskrit Nirukti dictionary, it is nothing but holding power, fixing, maintaining. Holding, fixing, maintaining. That is what is known as Bhudharana Shakti. Bhudharana Shakti means the law of gravitation. The power of earth to hold on to everything. That is why you put a stone up, it just comes back. So what have you done to the stone? You put it up. But what does it happen? What happens to it? It comes down. Why? because the earth attracts it. So this is Bhutdharana Shakti. So dharana means to hold, to fix, and to maintain. What? So we have to hold, fix, and maintain Krishna's activities, Krishna's pastimes, holy names. So this is dharana. Full fixation on the inner subtle world, the world of spirituality. All sensual engagements are ceased. In the stage of dharana, we are going in one direction. And what is that direction? The whole world is moving towards satisfying the senses. Now we reverse. And what we do? We satisfy the inner personality, the real soul. We satisfy the supreme personality, the super soul. So changing the direction completely, all sensual engagements are ceased. And at this stage of dharana, there is absolutely no perception of the entire external world. Everything ceases. No perception. Only with this, only when somebody is able to do this, one can reach the stage of the seventh stage called as Dhyana. So Dhyana is meditation to keep one's thoughts fixed up on something. Whether we are doing Ashtanga yoga or this yoga or that yoga, we have to do all these things. There is no, maybe the way of achieving all these things, all these steps may be different. But if you don't stop eating nonsense, then you cannot eat or get attracted to eating sense. You have to stop working nonsense. Then only you can start doing sense activities filled with sense. You have to give up nonsensical things so that you can accept all good things. You have to stop hearing the film music. You have to stop listening to rock music, and you have to start listening to Krishna music. You have to stop this, reverse, and listen to Krishna's music. You have to stop meditating on how I'll become the team lead. Only then you can become a team dasa in ISKCON, in devotional service. As long as you are meditating how I'll become the team lead, then Krishna has no place there. Somebody may say, oh, Prabhu, you're mistaken. Actually, I am also trying to always think how I'll become the team lead, how I'll become a better leader in Krishna consciousness. These are all traps. What better leader in Krishna consciousness? Krishna consciousness is becoming servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi, Bhattu, Padakamayor, Dasa, Dasanu, Dasa. There is no need for you to lead. People will follow you if you are a good servant of the Lord. The world followed Srila Prabhupada because he was a perfect servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and the entire Guru Parampara, his Guru Parampara. Because he was a perfect servant of the Guru Parampara, because he was a perfect servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the world followed him. The world considered him as a leader. You don't become a leader. You're accepted as a leader. You're propelled to be a leader. Don't get into this nonsense of thinking that, I have to become temple vice president or a temple president or new bhakta leader. don't aspire for any of these things. Instead, we should try to aspire how I can serve more and more people. Then more and more people will automatically consider you a leader. So the more we are thinking the more we are meditating, how I'll become a team lead, there is no place for Krishna there. The more we think how I can become servant of the Lord, servant of the devotees, there is place for Krishna always under such a circumstance. So this is dhyana, fixed up in the service of the Lord. So fixed up on Paramatma. We have to contemplate. We have to contemplate about his qualities. How do we know his qualities? We have to know his qualities by actually reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Bhagavata, Gita. You just start reading day in and day out. Spend a lot of time reading. When did Prabhupada go to America? He went when he was 6 years old. He went when he was 7 years old or 70 years old. And what did he do between 7 and 70? While the way is time? No, what is the first volume of Lilamrita? A lifetime in preparation. Do that. We must prepare ourselves. What is that preparation? That preparation is nothing but actually getting to know what is Krishna consciousness. Getting to learn what it really means to be a devotee of Krishna. Not that, I simply draw some lines, how so perfectly parallel, how so perfectly this is not devotional service. Real devotional service means to understand who is Krishna, theoretically at least. What are his qualities? Who am I? What is my relationship with the Supreme? Why am I suffering here? Everybody is suffering. All of us are suffering. But we continue to do the same things and keep, blabbering, whimpering, whining. Oh, so many problems in my life, so many problems in my life. In one place, Srila Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, how long is required to become completely blissful, peaceful, happy, liberated? 1 minute. What he says? 1 minute. 1 moment. You read Bhagavad Gita? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So how long does it require to say, Krishna, I am yours? 1 moment. If we say, Krishna, I am yours, and if we mean, Krishna, I am yours, you require only that moment to become completely liberated. But here we are. I am a CEO of one big IT company. I am a CEO of one very big industrial enterprise. I'm a big leader, politician. We are so many things. With all these things, we cannot become devotees of the Lord. If you are aware who we are in the material world, we cannot become devotees of the Lord. Sarvopade vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishi kesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Sarva upade vinirmuktam. Finish, smash all kinds of designations. Remove it. from the root. Uproot it from your heart and throw it away. Burn it. Naham vipra na cha narapatir na api vaishyo na shudra naham varni na cha grahapatir na vanasto yatirva kintu pradyan nikila paramananda purnamrutabdir gopi bhartu padakamalayor dasa dasa anudasaha. Many devotees come to ISKCON, and they have been somehow by the arrangement of the Lord, by the will of the Lord, they have been born in a Brahmana family. And when they come here, and when they see some pujaris doing some services, but they say, hey, these people don't know anything. They don't know how to chant mantra. They don't know this. They don't know that. Why? Why are you telling all these things? Because I think I am a Brahmana. I have Brahmanical qualities. So I have identified myself with a Brahmana. I have identified myself as somebody who is born in a Brahmin family. But what the Shastras are telling? The Shastras are telling, Naham Vipra. Nacha Narapate, now Vaishya. I am not a Brahmana. I am not a Kshatriya. I am not a Vaishya. I am not a Shudra. I am not a Brahmachari. I am not a Grahastha. I am not a Vanaprasthi, nor am I a sannyasi. And then what am I? Who am I? I am simply servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Devotees of the Lord. So, unless and until we get to know all these things, how can we fix our mind on Krishna or fix our mind in such a way that we can hear Krishna's name being chanted by us, by ourselves? So therefore, all these procedures are required. Whether you are in Satya Yuga or Dwapara Yuga or Kali Yuga or whichever Yuga, all these things are required. Only the way it is achieved is different, that's all. What is the way to achieve? The way to achieve is actually by reading, by understanding. That is the first stage. And once you have understood, at least at the intellectual level, at the emotional level, at the sensual level, that I am Krishna's servant, then practically you will behave and act like Krishna's servant. We have to understand. We have to distinguish. What is my goal? We have to understand what is my goal. Our goal today is not Krishna consciousness alone. Our goal, one of our goals, amongst the many goals we have, certainly Krishna consciousness is one. That is why you are sitting here. That is why you are listening to this class. So certainly, there is absolutely no doubt. Let us not have a doubt whether one of our goals is Krishna consciousness or not. Yes, it is. But it is not the goal of our life. And as long as it is not the goal of our life, Krishna consciousness is not the goal of our life, we are not going to get Krishna. Now, we are not going to get Krishna means, yes, Salvam apasya dharmasya trayate mato bayad. Yes, even a little advancement in this regard is permanent. And it will protect me from the most dangerous type of fear. Yes, it's true. But when am I going back to Godhead? Maybe after 1 billion years. And what is that protection? Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. What does it mean? It means that you are assured of being a human being again. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. What is this Swalpam apyasya dharmasya? It's not going to take you back home, back to Godhead. Instantly. Where is it going to take you? You're going to become a man. You are assured of becoming a human being. You won't degenerate into become a cat and a dog and a donkey. This is it. But you want to go back home, back together? Become serious. What is that seriousness? Krishna consciousness should become the one and only criteria of your life, one and only goal of your life. Now, how can we get this? We have to read. We have to learn. We have to understand. Then it will become. We are reading. Just as a matter of duty, we are reading something every day. That's okay. Good. It's very good. Because compared to the whole world, Bangalore has 2 crore, 20 million people. Of the 20 million people, right now, there are only 30 people who are listening to this. So you're very special. You can definitely be proud of that. But don't stop there. That's my point. That is Srila Prabhupada's point. You have come, you have started, good. Become serious now. That is what Prabhupada is telling all of us. So what is becoming serious? Becoming serious means learning more and more by reading, by observing, by doing. Then more and more our hearts, minds will become purified. So this is dhyana. So we can do dhyana only if you know what qualities are there in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada says that people are doing all these things so that they can become fit. When Prabhupada was in America, he saw so many yoga studios run by so many people, Indians, Westerners, everybody. And they were charging $5, $10, $100. And they were being taught, now hold your right thumb, stop breath with that, and start breathing through your left thumb. This is pranayama. Nonsense. This is not pranayama. They all wanted to become strong and stout and fit so that their goal of better enjoyment of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending can happen very easily and nicely. This is not the goal of yoga. Yoga means to link up with whom? Link up with the one and only Supreme Personality of Godhead. Link up with the one and only Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is yoga. That is why it ends in samadhi. Samadhi means perfect absorption of thought. What is samadhi? A perfect absorption of thought into the object of meditation. What is the object of our meditation? Sri Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Prakara Sadmaju Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Vruteshu Surabir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this is the object of our meditation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one and the only one, the one without a second, Asam Urdhva. So this is yoga. This is not the goal of most yogis today. The yogis want, even the yogis in India, they want some siddhi. They should do this and one linga should come. They should do this, some ash should come. They should do this, some rasgulla should come. Or they should be able to enter into anybody's body and then enjoy whatever they want. This is not yoga. This is not yoga. Prabhupada says very clearly in his purport, this is not yoga. Yoga means to simply serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So therefore, doing all this is very difficult today in the way it is mentioned. And therefore, practice of Nama Sankirtana or Sankirtana Yagna is recommended. Sankirtana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is recommended. But Prithu Maharaj was doing all this Ashtanga Yoga because Prithu Maharaj is from Satya Yuga. And Shastra say, Krite Yadyayato Vishnum Tretayam Yajato Makai Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tadhari Kirtana. So, Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnu, he wanted to meditate on Vishnu because he is part of Satya Yuga. But we cannot meditate like that. It's impossible to meditate, to follow the Ashtanga Yoga process today. So therefore, what is recommended for us? Kalau Tadhari Kirtana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam Nata Parataropaya Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Prithu Maharaj did all these types of devotional service in the form of Ashtanga Yoga, but for us it is not possible. It is not possible because we cannot sit in one place, we cannot do this, we cannot do that, so many problems. So therefore, Kalautad Hari Kirtanan. And the Kali Santarana Upanishad, it says that Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. If you chant this 16 syllable, Iti Shodashakam Nam Nam. If you chant this 16 syllable mantra, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. All the kalmashas, all the dirty things that are accumulated within our heart due to the presence of Kali Yuga, due to us being present in Kali Yuga, all those kalmashas, all those malas or dirty things can be cleansed. So we should use this method to cleanse ourselves, and Priti used Ashtanga Yoga method to cleanse himself. Cleanse of what? Cleanse of what is mentioned today. Karma malashaya. Karma malashaya. The dirt mountain. A mountain of dirt of what? Of fruitive activities. Fruitive mentality. Srila Prabhupada says, the minds of those who are addicted to fruitive activities, what he says? The minds of those who are addicted to fruitive activities are always filled with unclean desires. He says this in this today's purport. What does he say? The minds of those who are addicted to fruitive activities are always filled with unclean desires. Without cleaning the heart, Krishna will not come and stay in our heart. He will run away. So why we are unable to chant Hare Krishna? Why we are unable to think of Krishna? Why we are unable to actually give up all other activities and do only devotional service? Because of unclean desires within our heart. And from where this has arisen? It has arisen from our fruitive mentality, fruitive activities. So what is fruitive activity? I am going to do something. I'm going to do something in expectation of a result, of some result. I work honestly. I work sincerely. I get the result. So what is the problem in this? Why my heart should get dirty? Why your Prabhupada is telling that if I work with this intention, my heart will become dirty? Why is he telling that? Why is he telling that it will be filled with unclean desires? What is wrong? I am working honestly, I am following Dharma, I am not going to, uh, uh, take any method which is not accepted by the society, and I work with the intention of producing some result, and I am getting that result. So what is wrong in this? Can any of you think of an answer? You can think of an answer if you have studied Bhagavad Gita as it is properly. To be precise, 227. There Prabhupada talks about the Karma Vada theory. Okay? When a person becomes obsessed with the results become the top priority. Herein lies the problem. So let us try to understand what it is. So we have to understand what is Karma Vada. If there is God, then He's giving us the result of our activities. Is it wrong? Is it wrong? If there is God, okay, God is there. He is giving the results of our activities. Yes. So what is wrong in this? There's nothing wrong. Okay, but see where it leads. And if I do nicely, if I work nicely, sincerely, without harming anybody else, then He gives me nice opportunities. So what is wrong in this? Nothing wrong. And if I do not do things nicely, then I am put into suffering. So what is the problem in this? Even in this, there's no problem. But now it's that. So if I do my duties nicely, then He must give me nice results. Problem started. If I do bad things, He must give me bad things only. Can He give me good things? If He starts giving me good things, then there will be chaos in society, isn't it? So therefore, if I do bad things, He must give me bad things only. And if I do nice things, come on, how can God, if He is there and if He is honest and if He is really God and He knows what is right and what is wrong, how can He give me wrong things? If I do nice things, He cannot give me bad things. So, my dear friends, the Lord, if He is existing, He has to follow, He is forced to follow all these rules and regulations. So what need is there? There is no need for worshipping Him. No need to become a devotee of God, because He is forced to give the result that I deserve. See, from where it started and where it has ended. Thus, Karmavada, this is called as Karmavada. Karmavada, which starts with theism, belief in God, accepting God, ends up in atheism or rejection or denial of God. So what is wrong with this argument also? Doesn't matter whether they are accepting God, they don't accept God. If they don't harm anybody else, what is the problem in this? Only acharyas can answer all these questions. So, Prabhupada says, We study the whole world only on 3 points. We study the whole world what? And what? Based on what? Only on 3 points. Morality, honesty, and proper discharge of duty. Morality, honesty, proper discharge of duty. If one is not God conscious, then one cannot continue to be a moralist. One cannot continue to be truthful. And one cannot discharge his duties without fear or favor. If one is not conscious, God conscious, if there is no concept of God, if there is no concept of karma, if there is no concept of papa and punya, then one may be today honest, one may be today moralist, following all the moral principles, and one may be executing, discharging all these duties very nicely. He may be doing it today. But if there is no concept of God, if there is no concept of karma, if there is no concept of papa and punya, then he cannot continue to be honest. He may have to give up his moralistic principles, and he may stop discharging his duties without fear or favor. Why? Why it happens? Because he's focusing on the result. He's focusing on the result. He's doing a job for what? For some money, or for this, or for that, or for some security. If somebody comes and says, my dear sir, if you simply sign on the dot here and give me permission to start one chemical factory in the midst of Bangalore, then I'll give you this much money. It's not supposed to be done. His duty, the government officer's duty, is to stop this man from doing this work. Why? Because it is harmful to the environment. It is harmful to the people. It's harmful to all living entities, the animals, the plants, the birds, the bees, everybody. So he's supposed to stop, and this man is coming and telling, I will give you 3 crore rupees. Just sign. Just give me permission. What will he do? If he is interested in the result alone, and what is his result? It's money. So what will he do? Until now, he was doing all these things very honestly. He was a moralist, he was honest, and he was properly discharging his duties. But today, he is forced. He is forced to give up honesty, forced to stop discharging his duty efficiently, properly, and he gave up all his moral principles. But there may be a person, a government officer, who will say, get lost, I won't do it. It is against the government rules. It is against dharma. Then that fellow who can offer 3 crores to this officer, what can he do? What is he capable of doing? He is capable of threatening him. He will say, Nimma daughter ಹೆಸರೇನು? మీ కూతురు పేరేమిటి? ఇదా? ఈ కాలేజీలో చదువుతా ఉంది కదా? ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳಲ್ವೇನಾ? ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಹೋಂಡಾ ಸ್ಕೂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಬಿಡು. ಸರಿ, ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. Finished. What will this man do? He said, I don't want your 3 crores. He rejected. But now he's telling, I know how to take care of your daughter. I know how to take care of your people. I know I'll break your legs. What will he do? He has to give up honesty. He has to give up. Why? Because he is interested in the end result, the fruitive mentality. What is this? Why is he working Why is he working so honestly? It's everything. Because all my children should be very happy. They should have all the wonderful facilities of life. They should all be this, that. They should be secure. They should be happy. Now, this is his goal. Because this is goal, and this man told that I'll cut that happiness. I'll make your life miserable. He gave up everything. So therefore, even though Karma-vada appears to be Vedic, even though Karma-vada appears to be very logical, without concept of God, without understanding Papa, Punya, and without understanding the real goal of life, back home, back to Godhead, one cannot properly discharge his duties under all circumstances without fear or favor. So therefore, fruitive mentality has to be given up. Only when we give up this fruitive mentality, we can actually gain Krishna consciousness. But right now, my dear friends, we are all fruity. We are chanting Krishna's name. Why? Because I should be nice. Nothing should happen to me. I should be healthy. What is this? This is not the goal. This is not Srila Prabhupada's movement. Prabhupada's movement means ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyashu Vairagyam Gnanam Chaya Dahitukam. This is Prabhupada's movement. And what are we turning into? That we want to be this as well as that. Keeping one leg on the material world, material boat, the other one on the spiritual boat. And we are going in the midst of a ocean. In the ocean, even a boat will turn upside down. And if you are having one leg in one boat and another leg in another boat, God help you. So what am I saying? Give up everything, shave up, and come and stay in ISKCON? Is that what I am telling? Yes, this is what Prabhupada wants you to do, but we are not ready as yet. No problem, no problem, no problem. We are not ready, no problem. Don't do it. Wherever you are a businessman, continue to be a businessman. You are an engineer, continue to be an engineer. You are a doctor, continue to be a doctor. But at least we can do one thing. We can take one step towards Krishna. What is that? I will not try to expand my material influence. What is that? I repeat again. I will not take any effort. I will not put in any effort to continue my or to expand my material influence. That means I will not work for promotion. I will not work for increasing my money. I will not work for increasing the number of properties I have. I'll work. I'll work for somebody, for money. It's okay. But don't work for expanding your material influence in the form of money, in the form of promotions, in the form of material knowledge expansion. Stop all this. This we can do. I'm not telling resign your job and come and serve in the temple. I'm not telling that. I am telling that stop working for expansion in your material life. If we just do this, then the next step becomes very easy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should give up all these kinds of fruitive mentalities and simply engage in Krishna's service, chant his names, understand his message, and take this message to others. This is the purpose of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Hare Krishna. If somebody has questions, they can ask questions. If somebody wants to comment, they can comment. And if somebody has some thoughts which they want to share, they are most welcome to share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandar Pranams. Thank you for the wonderful class. I think you touched upon the very nice point here of how one should give up the fruitive mentality, fruitive activities and mentality. And you took the example right from Kutam Maharaj, and you came across to say how we can actually do in our own life. Very beautifully. In fact, for the first time, I really heard about the various steps of Ashtanga Yoga, with a link of every step, starting from Yama, Niyama, and going up to Samadhi, and how actually what it means in every step, what we need to do, so that we can actually fix ourselves, fix our mind in serving Krishna. It's a very beautiful point which you explained very nicely. You also talked about how we need to be building our mentality of being a servant and not to aspire to become a leader. You said spend a lot of time how we should and how we can make the life as a period of preparation for getting to know what is Krishna consciousness, who is Krishna, by asking the question, who am I? And make Krishna consciousness as the goal of our life. And how to make it as the goal, you said, again, by reading, by serving, and by learning, by reading, observing, and doing the devotional service. It's actually a very critical point. Very nicely you've explained that. You also talked about practicing Ashtanga Yoga is very difficult. But in the Kali Yuga, the norm of the day is Sankirtana Yoga. So focus should be on Harinam. So we should focus towards that. And by doing that, all the dirty things in our heart will be smashed and cleansed. So we can simply do that. And you very beautifully brought the point of Karmavadis, how actually by saying that they are also following morality and honesty and proper discharge of duty, ultimately ends up to atheism, because they think it's my effort. So the result orientation and the sense towards enjoyment, when it is cut, they can stop all these and go the other way around. So that is not the goal. It should not be the goal for us. And how we can do it, it is possible only with God consciousness. And you said very nicely, and what can be done for that? You said we should not put in additional efforts in expanding our material influence. Rather, we should engage in Krishna's service. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. I've just opened the lines for all the devotees to share their comments or ask questions.
There was a message chat. Can you read that, please? It just went off.
Sure, Prabhu. I will read it. This is from Saraswati Mataji. She's saying, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranams. Without God consciousness, we can't stay honest forever. Is this eye-opening, Prabhuji? Thank you very much. There's a comment again. She wanted to say that how we cannot be honest without being God conscious.
Honesty is a virtue. Any virtue, if it is not linked with God, it becomes a merit, becomes a demerit. So it's a very wonderful thing that Srila Prabhupada talks about that in 227. So unless and until we read Srila Prabhupada's books very scrutinizingly, we'll miss all these things. Everybody will know Krishna is God, Arjuna is devotee. Krishna gave everything to Arjuna, all the secrets to Arjuna, because Arjuna is a devotee. And who am I? I am also a devotee. So Krishna will give me everything. Nonsense. I am a devotee in name. Krishna said, Yata ichasi tata kuru. Whatever you want, you do. But Arjuna said, Karishe vachanam tava. That is the one. When Prabhupada says, you have had many million lifetimes, you have done many innumerable things, infinite number of things to become happy, you have not received that happiness. And in this one lifetime also, for all these 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 60 years, whatever is your present age, for all these years in this life, you have struggled hard to find happiness, and you know that you have not actually become happy. Therefore, Prabhupada is telling us, I am telling you now, give up this remaining lifetime, the balance of the lifetime, to Krishna's service. Can you do it? Then you are a devotee. If you can't do it, you are not a devotee. How much you can do? You are that much percent devotee. If you can do 99%, then you are 99% devotee. If you can't give up your family, if you can't give up home, if you can't give up your job, if you understand that I am not that kind of a devotee. I am a devotee of some sort, but I am not Arjuna. We know this also. But we need to, what am I telling them? We need to keep reminding ourselves, I am not Arjuna. I am not the level of Arjuna. Therefore, Krishna is not going to reveal everything to me very easily. And when will he reveal to me? When I become like Arjuna, Krishna will then reveal everything to me. So, therefore, if you are honest, if you are this, if you are that, if you are not linked with Krishna, then all these things will actually become a burden. It will not be an asset. It will not be a credit. It will become a debit. Any other question or comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dadvat Pranam Prabhu. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಒಬ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಭೌತಿಕವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ಹಾಗೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ದುಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಭೌತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರದು, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತ. ನಾನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವ್ ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಬೋನಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾವ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡದೆ ನಾವ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಭೌತಿಕವಾಗಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ, ನಾನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆಯವರೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾಗವತ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಂದು ಆ ಭಾಗವತ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಚರಿತಾಮೃತ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನೀಗ 16 ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಗುರು ಮಹಾರಾಜಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಈ ತರ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ನಾವು ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಭೌತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬಹಳ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾಗಿದೆ, ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಇವರು ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕನ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಓದ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಇವರು 8 ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು 8 ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಅವ್ರು 16 ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು 16 ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೇದೆ, ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಪದಾನ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಯಥಾ ರೂಪದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಪದವನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಸಹ ನೀವು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಡೀ ಪುಸ್ತಕನೇ ನಾನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ವಿನಃ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. We are not focusing on quality, we are focusing on quantity. We are not focusing on purity, we are focusing on completing something. We are competing with somebody else. Why should I compete? I should not compete. If I compete, ಮುಗಿಸಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇವಾಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, 2:27 ಕರ್ಮವಾದ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಅರಿವಿತ್ತಾ? ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್, yes or no.
No Prabhuji.
Why? Have you not read Bhagavatam? Have you not read 2nd chapter? Yes or no?
ಓದಿದ್ವಿ ಪ್ರಭು, ಆದ್ರೂ
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಾನು. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ನಾನು ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ತನಗ ತಾನೇ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಪದ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಪದ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ಷರ ಕೂಡ, ಒಂದು ಸಿಲಬಲ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ಷರವನ್ನ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಯಥಾ ರೂಪದಿಂದ, ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಚರಿತಾಮೃತ ಬೇಡ, ಭಾಗವತ ಬೇಡ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು 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 ಅಕ್ಷರವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಗೀತೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನನ್ಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕತೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಆದರೆ ಭೌತಿಕ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. We may have come, we may have entered spiritual life, but we are trying to understand everything based on our material life, the material rules and regulations. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದಲೇ ನಾವು ಗೊಂದಲಕ್ಕೆ ಈಡಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಕ್ಷೋಭೆ ಒಳಗಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಇವ್ರು ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದೆ, ನಾನು ಬಂದು 18 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು. ಮನೆ ಅವರು 10 ವರ್ಷನೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣ ಡಿಡಿ ತಂದಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಭೌತಿಕ ಜನರು ಇದನ್ನ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇದನ್ನ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ, ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಭಗವತಿ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಯೋಗ ಪ್ರಯೋಜಿತ ಜನಯತ್ಯಾಶು ವೈರಾಗ್ಯಂ ಜ್ಞಾನಂ. ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ಯಾ? ದಿವ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ಯಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯಾವ ವರ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅವಳು ಒಪ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ವರ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅವನು ಇವಳನ್ನ ಒಪ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯ ಶಾಂತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಾ? ಅದು ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋರಾಡಬೇಕೇ ವಿನಃ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಇಂಚ್ DT ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 18 DT ಬೇಕು, ಅವರು 16 ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು 32 ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವು 62 ಅಲ್ಲ, 32 ಅಲ್ಲ. ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಾಮದ ಫಲ ಎಷ್ಟು, ನಾಮದ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಡೀ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಪಾಪವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಾಮದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಲಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಭು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು, ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನರ್ಥಗಳು ತುಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಭು.
ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ there is so much of material consciousness. We think we apply material rules for all spiritual things, and we are also hearing from many people who are promoting this within our movement. And because of this, we are unable to understand what is real spiritual standard. ನಾನು 1 ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, 16 ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಈ ರೌಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ಗು? ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಐ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಮೈ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್, ನಾನು ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆಪ್ಪ. ಅದು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗೋದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಆರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಆರಾಮು? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್? ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನಿಂಗ್? ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ತಲೆನೋವು ಮುಗೀತು ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎದೆ ಉಬ್ಬಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಐ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಮಹಾಪ್ರಭು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೀರ್ತನೀಯ ಸದಾ ಹರಿಹಿ ಅಂತ. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, at least 16 rounds anta. He did not say 16 rounds. He said at least 16 rounds anta. So idella namaga artha aagta illa. Yakendre the people from whom we are hearing are not focusing on all these things. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ, ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಜವಾದ ಉದ್ದೇಶವಾದಾಗ, ಆಗ ನಾವು ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯ. We can work without fruity mentality only when we really advance what is the real goal of life. ರಿಯಲ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಫ್ರೂಟಿ ಮೆಂಟಾಲಿಟಿ ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೂ ತಂದು ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದರಿಂದ ಅದೇ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸಾರಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ may be really hurtful,
Yes,
but this is the truth, and a brahmana must speak the truth. ನೀವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿ, ಯಾವತ್ತಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಅವರ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಜಾಡ್ಸೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಅವ್ರೇನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನವ ಪ್ರವೇಶಿ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಓ ನೋ, ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಡ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್. You have taken Diksha, you are wanting Diksha, you want to go back to Godhead. This is your statement. You cannot do just simply add Krishna to your life. You have to remove everything and retain only Krishna in your life. Only then you can go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, one thing is assured, you will become a human being again, you will get one more chance. But one more chance means Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. ಕಟ್ಟಿಟ್ಟ ಬುತ್ತಿ. ನಿಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ ಹೆಂಡತಿ, ನೀವು ಗಂಡಸಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಕಾಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ನೀವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಪರಿವಾರನೇ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪರಿವಾರ ಆದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಯಾರೇ ಕೈ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅವರು ನಿಮಗ್ ಕಾಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಎಸ್ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಪ್ರಭು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪ್ರಭು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು 1 ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, 2 ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ 4 ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಪ್ರಭು? ಒಂದ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್.
ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅವ್ರು ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ತಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಪ್ರಭು.
ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್. we have become really crazy. We are thinking we are preaching. Actually we are not preaching. This is the truth. This is the real truth. Many people will not like hearing all these things. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೃಕ್ಷಲ್ಲಿ? ನನಗೆ 10 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನೋ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಏನೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದು? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನಿ ಬಿಲಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಸ್? 1 moon will light the whole world, will light the entire, remove the entire darkness of the night ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಆಗೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನ್ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳನ್ನ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ನಡತೆಯಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀವು ಒಂದು IT ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಲೀಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್. If nobody knows that you are a devotee, you don't go with tilak, you don't go anything, there is no kantimala, but you are a real devotee of the Lord. So that means you behave, you talk, you act, and you think like a devotee. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಟೀಮ್, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯುವರ್ ಟೀಮ್, ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಯು. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ, how you are behaving, how you are acting, how you are reacting to every situation in your life, people will observe. When people observe that you are completely different, when people observe and come to know that if there is any problem, they can confide in you. If people come to know and observe that, you are really, really honest and you don't pull their rug under their feet. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, Madam, how are you able to do all these things? How are you doing all these things? I mean, I'm seeing, you are a team lead, and that other lady is also a team lead. Here is this man. But I see there is so much of vast difference between the way you approach life and the way they are all approaching. They are all self-centered. You are not at all self-centered. What is the secret of your success? How you are able to do it? Will you teach me? Then you give Bhagavad Gita as it is to him. So we are only simply talking. We are not doing achara, but we are doing prachara. In the 7th canto, Narada Muni says, in one word, that Prahlada Maharaja was able to actually transform all the Daitya Putras into devotees of the Lord because he was a Uttama Bhakta. So you want to change the whole world? You simply become a Uttama Bhakta and at the same time preach.
Hari Bol. First, simply I wanted to change myself, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for so many insights.
Have I answered your question on the spot, on the dot? Have I answered it fully?
Yes, Prabhuji, fully satisfied, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I am a practical example of your speech. I still remember the day I asked you about Devi Bhagavata. And I hope you remember that day. And you have given me that peace of mind. And then now today I know what it is. Jyoti Mataji used to tell, no, you should not listen about Bhagavata from others. You should listen only in the discipline. I never understood those days because I was listening to Bhagavata from Chinna Mission. There was this thing. Both Jyoti Mataji and the father, they said, no, Mataji, you should not listen. I was upset because I wanted to listen to Bhagavata. I didn't know about any of these ISKCON things. I said, I'm not having any access, so let me listen. I got the taste of it. I am grateful for him for giving me the taste. But later on, I came into the fold and today I know what it is. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You were very harsh. And that day I was thinking, why Prabhu is speaking like this to me? But that really, really helped me. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavad Prama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Doctor. Any other question or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think you're only 30 minutes past time. Thank you for your, your class has been so, I would say, it's actually heart piercing because what we should understand the right way has been very, very, very nicely explained. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Sri Ila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Jai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
I'll end the session now, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody, for just